So Popeyes or KFC? Fuck! My phone.
Ooh.
Yep. That's on me, that's Will.
Yep, that's my bad. I fucked up this time, right next to the microphone. Hello, all. That's an opener.
Well, we know the audio is working, so...
So...
We're eating Popeyes.
Or are we?
And we're not getting paid. They should pay us. They should get us money.
Fuck, I would eat Popeyes every week if they gave me it every week for Scream.
I would not. It's like really greasy.
It fills the grease hole that you need.
It fills the grease hole that you need every
I would
once
just
in a
have-
Called a heart, Will.
I would just have a tray of biscuits.
I don't like the biscuits.
I fucking love the biscuits.
They taste like dry.
They're buttery biscuit boys.
I don't know. I don't know if buttery biscuit boys is the way that I would go about describing them.
I have had some incredibly dry biscuits in my lifetime. These are pretty
Have they
buttery.
been from Have they
No.
been from Popeyes?
No, they have not been from Popeyes.
The problem with the biscuits is they make you go off screen every now and then. You get a drink of water and you're like, okay, this is going to be a drink that includes suspense.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get paper towel?
I will go grab paper towels.
Meanwhile, I'll give us our intro. When last we met, you guys had been making your way off the edge of the hills towards the desert. From here, you have left the territory of Westmarch, so you know you're no longer like under death penalty for being here.
That's good.
And as far as you can tell, you've lost your pursuers, but a decent bit of time off-road should be good. And around here, you should be able to hack that, at least for a little ways. It's getting a little hot. It's nice and sunny.
I love it.
I'm probably not loving it, but I'm probably like, okay. This is how it is, I guess.
I'm beginning to regret my choice in attire.
Yeah, you got like a
you
cloak
can
on.
always take the mask off. I could teach you a few things if you wanted to hide your identity.
Well, the mask seems to be working all right.
For now, until people learn to identify the mask. That's where they get you. To identify it. Stupid blue hood.
Man, you raise a good point. Didn't really think of that.
That's how we were caught in Delta. They knew our clothes. Also, we were beast folk.
Also that.
Also, we were beast folk traveling together. They kind of got tipped off on that one.
Put two and two together. Well, I might take you up on that.
Well, what time is it, and where are we?
That is an excellent question. Do you want me to bring up the map?
That would be wonderful.
Alright. Which map am I bringing up?
That would be E7, I believe.
E7. Boop. The map should be popping up. Is it not switching over? It's not switching over.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Oh, great.
Love technical difficulties.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, man.
It's because I'm not on map cam. That would probably do it. That
Okay,
does it.
I mean, that's better than, oh no, XSplit is broken, we need to shut things off for a minute.
This is very true. Please start working. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we're like all the way over here, right?
Nope,
Yeah.
you're where you just were.
Oh,
Yep,
Oh.
exactly where we
Oh,
started.
so I actually did have that in the right
Yep,
position.
and it's the late afternoon, apparently.
Oh. Okay. Perfect. Good to know.
So,
I was gonna make something up, like early morning.
Yeah.
In the
Bright
middle
and
of
early in the morning, so we got an entire day of traveling.
There's an oasis in front of us.
Yeah. And what do you know? Bales and bales of horse feed.
so if you want to move the pin actually to, you see the big main road?
Where did all this food come from?
Like that?
No, lower. Like a little bit up from, like, keep going. Lower. 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 Lower.
So when you said you know that big main road, you could have just told me to fuck off from the big main road.
There's another big main road next to you.
This is not a big main road. Or like, are you talking this
Yeah,
one?
that one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this one, because
No.
that's actually in the direction we're traveling. Okay.
No, you guys just went off-road, like, still lower than that. You're about there. Yep. Okay. Well, here we are.
Well, here we are. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Look at us.
How does it feel to no longer have a bounty on your head?
About the same.
I still feel like I have a bounty on my head.
Yeah, it's just we're not in the place where the bounty is.
There's pretty much always a bounty on our heads. Everywhere we go, there seems to be a bounty on our heads.
Why do people not like
And
us?
when there's not, we get a bounty on our heads and end up on a prison barge.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm wearing the mask.
Man, that's happened like twice now.
Yeah.
Twice within the span of a month.
That's why I have better ways of hiding myself. They haven't come in handy yet.
Well, first time for everything.
Yeah, they have.
Well, it isn't too hot or anything. It's the late afternoon. Who wants to be keeping the fort while we ride out?
I'm keeping this friend up from last spring.
The snipes?
My hands are too
Two.
greasy.
Too greasy.
Too greasy.
On that Popeye.
Yeah.
Popeye chicken and or fry.
I am glad their slogan isn't eye-popping good.
You're just sitting there and you bite into some chicken and you're like, wow, split.
Pretty good. Yeah, that'll be bad.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got eye nut all over the chicken.
Oh my goodness.
These are some weird advertisements for Popeye.
I'm just gonna like.
Popeyes. You got eye nut all over the chicken.
This is why Popeyes won't sponsor us.
Yeah, pretty much. This is why everyone wants to sponsor us.
This is why I have no friends.
Anyway, so you drew the 2 of clubs.
Yes.
And I'm gonna roll some dice now, because this is a game.
This is real life, Will.
So this brings you pretty much right to the exact edge of... We were E7, so this would be F7.
Okay.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's real desert.
It is in fact a desert.
So as you start traveling, very quickly with the open sun, you're sort of basking, but it starts to overtake you. You struggle for a little bit, like working with the cloak to try to find a way to cool off a little bit. You get a bit of strain, but you figure it out. It's your first time, most of you guys, first time in a desert. That little night out in New Far Market, maybe, but other than that, the late afternoon fades on into the next time chunk. You guys can see in the distance, just barely, there's some hamlets around here. Which means, if your directions were correct, you're still close to a city that's held by Midrun, which is the kingdom that Delta's a part of, that you're also exiled from. Likewise, you're still on pretty hard, high, dry ground. You can see off to the other side, it gets lower and sandier.
Pretty easy to track people through sand. Is it windy here? Are our tracks going to be blown away, likely?
You reckon so? Want to roll science?
Want to roll science for me? It's 2d6. And then plus 4.
Okay, so 10.
10. Yeah.
See, Gabe, the secret is you gotta eat your chicken electrician style with one arm behind your back. That way you've always got a hand that you can use to, manipulate objects.
Oh. See, I'm an animal.
You just get electrocuted.
Yeah, I rip it in half and go to town.
So, what was the roll?
10.
10. You reckon that if you guys are camping, you probably want to get to lower ground, especially since you can see the hamlets from here. The wind would probably pick up periodically enough to cover the tracks. They would stay for a while, and they'd be conspicuous, but once they're blown over, they're blown over.
I'll relay this to the group.
That's good to know. Like, yeah, alright. That means you don't have to follow behind us with, like, a tree branch getting
Yeah.
rid of the tracks.
Yes, that would be inconvenient.
I was thinking about it.
Sorry about the tree branch?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it?
No, I was just like, man, I wonder if it would work if we just dragged a tree branch behind us.
I mean, we can try it. I feel like a tree branch mark would almost be more suspicious than
Oh, it definitely would be. It looks like we're dragging something through the desert. Anyone tracking us would be like, and they appear to be on multiple horses, and now they appear to be dragging some sort of foliage behind them? I'm not really sure.
Maybe you're right.
It would maybe confuse them enough that they would... Surely this can't be them.
Well, the light's getting low, and you guys are getting hungry. Which way would you like to go from here? And this is a literal direction. You guys are off-road now.
Well, we want to avoid that city.
We also have to head northeast-ish for Absolution's friend peoples.
Then let's go northeast-ish.
Actually, that's where the pin is, but you see how there's that downcropping of mountains and that long,
Yep.
winding road?
Yep.
Oh, just off the edge of that road is where you're supposed to be going.
Oh, okay.
That being said, as far as you know, there's no paths up the mountains.
In F6 or in G7?
In this one right here.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I mean...
Well,
Are those towns still in the area that we're not allowed to be in?
they're ruled by that area.
Yeah, I believe so.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well,
Either way, we're probably going to have to go the long way up those mountains. The roads are there for a reason.
Yeah.
all right. Let's head east.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Just straight east, I guess.
Okay, who is taking the 4?
I will.
Alright.
You can't take it every time.
I'm trying to. And I'm trying to do an incredibly obvious hand raise every single time, too.
So you take 2 damage as the cards go. After sunset, you lose your direction on and off, but after riding off a little ways away from the group to double check the way you're going, you straighten up again. You're still on that hard higher ground, so you make some solid progress. You make it most of the way across that grid line, or across that square. By the time you guys are making camp, you can see the haze of that, what looks like a small hamlet in the distance, but other than that, you don't really see anybody nearby.
So we would have to go southeast if we want to get to the lowlands for Owl's recommendation.
Mhm.
So would it be worth for us to dip south below that hamlet, travel east and then north, just kind of
Down and around.
make
the
a
hamlet.
check mark basically on the map?
Right now?
No, I'm
Right into the night or
not until night. No, I think we're good. But
Another time chunk has passed.
Okay, well, let's make
it is evening, so I think we should make camp.
Okay. Now the desert's pretty flat, eh? There's no rock outcroppings or.
Here you're not in the desert per se. You're off in the high steppe.
Oh, okay.
The desert is off in the distance. It's still hot and open, but there's vegetation periodically. There's grasses.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Let's set up camp.
I agree.
Okay, if you want to move one time chunk forward, you guys set up camp. You set up your tents and circle. Your horses, have them fed and watered. You feed and water yourselves. And watches begin.
While they're doing the feeding and watering, I'm going to be doing some practicing of my normal stuff.
Cool. So you're whapping a chain against against a nearby tree trunk, keeping your accuracy up.
Yeah. Maybe shifting into a couple of forms to see what happens.
Yeah. You find you need to focus on your feet a lot in non-Pythona forms.
That makes sense.
Who's keeping watch for the early night?
Boom.
Oh, man. Beat me to it.
7 of diamonds.
Alright, 7 of diamonds. There's a nice pleasant wind, and you sort of shrug off your cloak as it comes by. After, some warm travels, it's almost a nice pleasant coolness that returns you to a medium temperature. Little else happens. Who's next on watch?
I'll take it.
Alright. And shove, 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 shove. Oh. Okay, so you're keeping watch in the late night when you see that there's a number of what look like small figures approaching. You're not entirely sure what they are, but as you sort of make yourself bigger, they start approaching a little bit. You presumably get a little bit ready to wake people up, but typically you try to at least do something about the problem first. So you make a big amount of, you move a lot and you make a lot of noise and you scare them off for a little bit. Still not sure what they were.
I pop my head out of the tent. Everything okay? Everything all good?
Well, there's a few figures out there. I'm not really sure what they're up to.
Making a lot of noise, man.
They seem to scare them off, but...
Okay, well, if it works, then it works.
I'll wake you up. I'll wake you up if we need more backup.
Alright, who's keeping watch during the witching hour?
Elmira.
Alright. Elmira draws until she gets a black card.
Poor Elmira.
It's the witching hour.
The witching hour passes, and there's one more shift that goes by.
Obi-Wan.
I'm restricting myself on night watches to only take the first one and the second. The second I'm awake because I'm insomniac.
Yes.
But I restrict myself not to be the dick who stays awake all night and then has to RP a incredibly tired person.
You can if you want to.
I don't want to. I will have a lot of health for it, though.
So the next time chunk passes. That would be twilight, and it's dawn when you guys are awakening. You quickly tear down camp, and you're ready to get going.
Well, I think we should go with Salus's plan of making a loop around that hamlet. No sense in letting them spot us just because we're not illegally on this land.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dip down and then east.
Yeah.
Could you just mark on the map where we're trying to get to? Because I'm a little, or even just point it out.
1 second for that. I am able to do that.
Oh.
Board. So where am I marking, Will? If you want to.
Exactly where your cursor is right now.
Oh,
Slightly
okay.
up from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we're heading here.
Okay.
So I was saying this, and then we follow we have to follow the road around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So who's keeping the 4 first?
Beat him to it.
Damn it! I'm just removing the whiteboard that I just had. This is all part of your sly plan to ruin everything.
All part of my scheme.
Alright, in the early morning, the owl rides ahead. You have to keep your horse from complaining as you go through some low brush and brambles. And there's the AC.
I forget it every time.
Usually it stays quiet, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, so You guys pretty much make like a 90-degree corner. You're about the same distance from the hamlet. You're just below it now. And another time chunk has passed. Who's going to be at the fort next?
Boom! Bang!
Damn it. 7 of spades.
7 of spades. That makes sense given where you are on the map now, because you have to basically... You waste a lot of energy scouting out the actual way down from the highlands to sort of like the sandy area. You struggle with it, but eventually everyone else manages to lead their horses down based on the trail you scout out. Did I roll your distance?
No.
Alright.
I'm ready and waiting.
Alright, you move almost a grid line.
Like almost a grid line like there?
On the upper side.
On like the other side like that?
No.
Or like almost a grid line like
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Man, we were moving. We were moving and grooving.
So yeah,
They're
it's,
grooving.
it's currently the late morning. Just about noon. Will you guys keep riding, or are you going to take a break? It's starting to get hot. The sun's high.
Why don't we take a water and food break?
Well, I think it's just going to keep getting hotter from here. If we can keep pushing a little further, maybe we can
Okay.
break.
How are the horses looking?
The horses look like they've still got some gusto in them.
Okay, let's go another big stretch and then maybe take a break then.
Now, my understanding is that most things that live in deserts are more active at night when it's cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we should apply that strategy to our travels or not.
Just because you're dressed like an owl doesn't mean we have to do everything at night. We travel during the day so we can see the things coming.
Makes me look cool, though.
I think it makes you look cool.
You're too kind.
Alright, so who's at the ford during the noon hour?
Absolution.
I do like this. I just imagine it as a...
He keeps trying to step to the front, but but Vesta keeps going, hey, Absolution, you take the front. And you're just like...
Okay. Well, because we all look at you and you're like, Absolution, get on it. And Absolution's like, yes, ma'am, Vesta. I'm on it.
I really like that Will posted in the chat that Vesta is basically the, like, unofficial leader.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when it happened, but she just kind of shifted into being a leader, and I love it.
Okay, you don't get as far. You only make it about 7 clicks, so that brings you to about halfway. You err, as you orient yourself, you err a little bit southward by accident. Yeah. Go.
Are you good, Chelsea?
Yes.
Boop.
Thank you.
Also, it is now noon.
Woo. Now do we want to stop and
The horses certainly seem to have that inclination.
let's stop. Have some water, have some food.
Right.
Sit down for a moment.
I don't want to stop right out in the open, but we're kind of all in the open here.
It's kind of the desert, and we don't have a
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
All right.
As you
At
said-
least if someone scries on us, they'll see sand.
Sand everywhere.
As you look around here, it's still pretty hard packed. There is some sand sort of around, but it's more just a dusting over the area. There are larger boulders, and in places where the boulder provides a lot of shade, seems to be where a lot of the vegetation is growing. There are some sparse, gnarled trees, but very sparse. You haven't encountered any cacti or anything almost stereotypical like that. Here, it's still mostly drying out and getting sparser and hotter in general.
Okay.
As we pass the early afternoon, you guys are ready to head back out.
All right, let's continue.
Yep.
So who's at the fore?
Bam! I may have said it too quick. It's me. You were still shuffling.
It's almost like
Green
Vesta's
diamonds.
like, okay, maybe this, like, she goes to say, like, okay, maybe,
And I'm
and
just
then you're like,
fucking galloping.
don't
Celis
worry.
is galloping forward.
I got it. I'll do it.
So you're the first to spot a large cloud moving in front of the sun for a little bit. It's sparse and it's not bringing rain, but it gives you a break from the heat.
I enjoy it. It is very much appreciated.
During this time, you make it. Solid 10 clicks. You make it almost to the road. During the late afternoon, who is...
I
at the
will.
fore? Alright. As you guys pass over the road, it almost feels like it must have been put there to demark something. Here's where you see the cacti starting to perch up. There's more sand, of course, but that was a gradual change. Likewise, it seems that a lot of the old creatures that you saw skittering to and fro in the distance, deer and that sort of thing, they've all sort of wandered off. Now you don't really see a lot of animals at all.
Do we want to stay on the roads
I
from
would
here on out?
advise against it if there's people looking for us.
But we would travel faster.
We would travel faster.
Also, as we get towards the mountains, we're going to need the road.
We're gonna need the roads. Well, I would like to minimize our time on the roads just in case, but
But we'll travel way faster on the roads.
we'll travel way faster on the roads.
And it's also like, we're in the desert, we don't want to stay in here for longer than we need to, right?
And I suppose, well, I don't know how far you can see here, but we might still be visible even from the roads if we're off-road.
Yeah, like even if we're off the road a little bit, like we're still super visible.
Yeah, how far can you see in this desert? Is this like a flat desert or like real big dunes?
The dunes aren't huge or anything. You don't really see a lot of dunes. If anything, it's kind of just like rocky hillscape. But you can still see a solid distance. It's not big old flat Saskatchewan level, though.
What would I have to roll to calculate based on the height of the cacti around me?
Science.
Man, you wouldn't even let me finish my brilliant deduction. But okay, calculating how far we can see how far you'd have to go to be invisible from the road. That's not bad. That's a 7 plus 4 is 11.
Yeah, you look at a few landmarks, and you're just ballparking this in your head, but based on the things around you and the things in the distance, your current distance from the main road is about as far as you need to be, really.
Oh, wow.
You guys are on a side road right now.
Okay, so we wouldn't have to go that far to be invisible. Well, I'm fine with being on the road, just as long as we keep a close eye on everything.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about the hamlets and things. I don't know if they're going to be asking people how extensively they're going to be searching for us.
They might not send troops out this far because it's like a little bit out of their reach, and also
We could also
no one
just,
wants to travel through the desert.
if you want to, we could also go around the hamlets.
That seems
Yeah.
like a fair compromise. Okay. So it's settled.
Travel on the roads except for in the hamlets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so which way are you guys heading now?
That would be north on the road.
The late afternoon has passed, and by now your horses are starting to complain.
Okay. Do we want to do one more stretch and then camp for the night?
Yeah, that's what I'm inclined to do.
Okay.
Who is at the fore?
Me.
And you guys are following the roads now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I'm at 132. I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now.
I'm at 88. How did you get to 132?
Well, I've been at 100 as we've been traveling, and I keep getting 10 of diamonds, queen of diamonds.
This is gonna be a good one. Come on. Oh, give me that.
Okay. Well, that number makes sense because you're at the 4 when you hit that intersection with the main road. And at that intersection, you see an old lonesome building that seemingly is in the much latter stages of being burned down.
Ooh.
Oh. Maybe road's not so good.
Well, not one to say I told you so.
In terms of discernible tracks, off the road they fade very quickly, but nearby you can see that there's seemingly like a large group that approached, and then 2 of them headed roughly like in one direction, one of them headed in another.
Can we tell that those directions are like the directions of the roads? Like, did somebody go south and somebody go east?
From what you can see, it looks like they've got some distance in opposite directions before all going south into the desert.
Okay.
From there, you lose the trail.
Well, we have the advantage that they don't know where we are headed.
And we can also now go north into the desert.
We can go north into the desert.
Okay, yeah.
Do we have the rest of the map of the mountains?
No, we don't have any maps.
You as characters don't.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well, I say we head north.
we need to rest up the horses, that's for sure. So we should get off the road.
Get
Yeah.
off the road, rest of the horses.
Okay, yeah, let's get off the road. Sleep for the night. And then continue a little bit off the road because like a hamlet is coming up. So
Yeah.
I'm going to turn to Absolution. Do you know how difficult it is to forge a path through the mountains as opposed to taking the road?
Oh, these mountains, as far as I know, they're known to be impenetrable, but then again, that's folklore. In terms of practical experience, I've only ever taken the roads. I know there's hunting trails and old, tracks and exploration routes, but those wouldn't really be marked.
Well, do we have this map in character?
no.
Okay. So I'm thinking if they're burning villages, like they're not relenting. I don't think getting into the desert was as big of a milestone as we thought.
Oh, this isn't a village. This is a single building.
Well, still, like
They could have been doing it for funsies.
they could have been doing it for funsies.
Maybe they were doing it to practice their elemental water magic. We don't know.
Pretty shit at water magic if
They seem to be pretty shit at water magic.
Well, I mean, this is Steelfist speaking up. We got all the way out here pretty quickly, and even then, they were already sparse near the end. And here, these aren't hoof prints; these are boot prints or footprints or something. I don't think these are the same people.
True. Could just
Point.
be jerks out here.
could just be jerks. Well, then I guess the plan hasn't really changed. Stay
Yeah.
on the road, avoid the hamlets.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's get off the road a little bit and then
Yep. Because we are in
camp. Yes.
We are in
Sleep for the
evening
night.
times.
Yep. You guys make it to a place where you can't see the road, so you infer the road can't see you, and camp down for the night.
I'm gonna do my training while everyone eats.
For my training, can I investigate the burning building?
Yes.
Training sleuth. Hee.
Are you actually mental sleuth?
I have mental sleuth.
And
That's
Please
amazing.
tell me the result.
Okay. Nobody's. Oh, don't say that. That's not good. No. No. Why am I so bad at this? That's a 12.
12. As you look around, this might have been an accidental fire. You see that, while most of the building is stone, some supporting piers and a lot of the internal structure are wood, those have burnt to a crisp, of course. But you can see that there's a metal candelabra that's on the floor near a desk. Interestingly, you see, as you're searching around, that tucked away behind the building, at an angle you guys didn't see when you went around to make camp, there's an abandoned prison wagon with no horses.
Interesting.
Very. So, like, escaped prisoners, maybe?
Could we escape prisoners? Abandoned prison wagon.
This might have just been like a prison.
Could have been a prison. But if it was a prison, there would be bars and things that wouldn't burn down, I would think.
This is the size of, like, a small house.
So...
What would I need to roll in order to see if there is a prison or anything along the path they were heading?
That would be politics. To know, like, the area. And...
Does this look like a trading post?
2.
Two.
There's a prison somewhere.
This is definitely not a trading post. Way too small. In terms of prison, you reckon you're near that town, Dead Man's Hold, that might have one, but that's the only thing you could guess.
Well, there's a lot
Even
of...
then, you're literally just guessing that.
Yeah.
It's a town.
Its name is Dead Man's Hold. It might have a prison.
That's the guess.
That's what I'm going off of on that. Also like to point out, I am now at 150 after training.
Nice.
I am max ready. I cannot be any more ready for an attack.
Yeah, I'm at 1 hundo. Actually, no, like I can't because I can only heal like that if I'm at 100 already. Dang.
You didn't heal from last night, though.
Oh yeah, how much did I heal from last night? Would it be 12?
Please be 12.
Please be 12.
Oh, so
11.
close.
11. I'll take it.
So close.
So, does the size of the prison wagon match approximately the size of a crowd that would... Like, is it possible that the crowd that we saw, the boot prints, could have been people in the wagon?
You saw maybe like 3 people total in the crowd.
Ah, okay.
The wagon is small enough for like 1-2 prisoners, maybe.
Okay.
They might just have an old wagon.
They might just, and that's the thing I was thinking. Maybe they've repurposed it for hauling grain or
wood or whatever. Look inside the wagon. Does it look like it's...
Yeah, I'll look inside the wagon.
Bare
bones.
No, there's no bones. That's the difficulty. We can't tell.
Well, it's starting to get dark in any case, and you guys are
Yeah,
a
I'm
ways
headed
from
back.
camp.
I'm headed back to camp.
Yeah.
So,
Serious.
time chunk moves forward as you guys have set up camp. Who is going to be keeping watch first? Okay.
I'm at max. It's
Go
fine.
for it.
Actually, if it's the early night, that means this happens before watch. Who wants to roll a fateful die?
Elborn.
2.
Okay. As you're setting up camp, you see that there's a figure who seems to be coming from the desert, of all things, in the other direction.
Towards us?
Mm-hmm.
How far away are they?
Decent ways. You just spotted them.
I informed the group.
Does it
the figure.
look like the figure that came last night? Or the figures, sorry?
No, those were like small things, monsters or animals. This is a single person.
I'm immediately suspicious of a singular person, considering every singular person we've met is a life drinker.
Yeah, I think Salus's instincts are good. The life drinkers usually travel in packs at the very least. 2 or 3 is how I've usually seen them.
I'm now scanning the other directions.
Do we have the fire lit?
You guys have it low and you have it surrounded.
Okay. Maybe we should snuff out the lights, just in case.
He's
probably
walking
seen.
toward... The figure is walking towards us, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that he's this close, he would have seen you, but you figure it's probably unlikely. Considering you guys are a decent ways from the road, you're tucked into, like, the side. It is the desert.
I mean, Like, it's unlikely that he didn't see us, or that it's unlikely that he has seen us?
Or unlikely that he's walking directly towards us.
Unlikely that he hasn't seen you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no point to really
Yeah.
snuffing
I mean,
the
let's just
fire.
wait and see.
Yeah,
who
wait
this
and
is.
see. Arms at the ready.
Yep.
Alright, some time passes, but he gets past another big boulder and has hands raised. You see a rat folk. Hey, sorry to bother you folks. I'm just, well, as you can see, I'm kind of alone out here. I know you don't know me, but would it be okay if I stayed with your camp for safety?
What are you doing alone and in the desert?
We're going to need a little bit more information.
Also, what's your name?
Somebody roll insight.
Is insight a skill?
Oh, is
It
it not
used to
one?
be understand.
Understand, right, yep.
Ooh.
10.
10. It looks like this guy's rolling an understand check of his own. He's eyeing you guys suspiciously. Wait a minute. Ain't I seen posters for you guys?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It's possible.
How much do you care?
Well, I care, but in a good way. The reason I'm dodging that question is because I got a poster too.
Ah, okay, cool.
If anything, it means we might be hiding from the same sort of people, you know?
But we've answered your questions, so what's your name and what are you doing alone in the desert?
Me?
Yeah.
Thurston. Well, not far from here, you might have seen the wreckage. I got away from some captors.
What were they capturing you for?
Well, what they want to say is grand larceny. They're claiming that I stole, like, 1 million gold from this guy.
How much did you steal?
I made out with nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I think we're on for, like, murder or something. I don't know.
I mean, I could list the charges if you'd like.
I don't think you have to.
I'd like him to.
Let's see. Grand treason, murder, conspiracy. I think those are the biggest three.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying my hands are clean, but I was never caught.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think what they usually do for stuff like back in that mine is mass destruction of property. Which is a stupid crime. What kind of crime is mass destruction of property?
I mean, where's the limiting factor when it comes destruction of property to mass destruction of property?
Yeah.
Well, have you left any trails? Are they following you?
No, you pretty much met us when we escaped.
I think we're talking
Thanks,
to
Trump.
Thurston.
I was talking to Thirsty over here.
Right.
Well, he isn't in the desert, so it does make sense he would be thirsty.
I appreciate your honesty, though.
Well, I mean, that's a variable question, because on the one hand, I don't think they're right on my trail. I think I should be good for a night. On the other hand, I am asking for help.
I mean, yeah, fair. Like, okay.
You
Well-
guys heard of a moneylender named Spitz?
Spitz. Have I heard of a moneylender named Spitz? Is he from Hammerhold? No.
I'm staying quiet on that.
Well, if not, then I guess I don't have a favor I can cash in for free.
Well,
Actually, have I heard of this person in my time rat catching?
Nope.
Yep, okay, nope.
well, I'm not going to turn you away, but we are being hunted by, I would say, significantly more forces than you are. I'm not entirely sure this proposition would work out in your favor.
Well, I mean, at this point, I'm gambling probably death versus definitely death. Because, like, whether or not I got a bounty hunter after me, I still can't just be sleeping out in the wilds alone.
That's true.
That's how you get. That's how you get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever. Yeah. If you want to stay with us for the night, but
Well, I just hope you'll understand if we don't let you keep a watch.
Yeah, fair.
Upside, you get a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm. Downside, you may become the target of a international cult of evil magic users.
You didn't need to know that.
Well, I just want him to know what he's getting into.
Well, okay. So, now I believe you were taking first watch.
Yes.
Okay.
international cult of evil magic users.
That's what they are.
Yeah, I guess so.
6 of hearts.
6 of hearts.
Like he needed it.
I genuinely can't even take the heal from it.
You just sort of sit there contented with the temperature. Now that the sun's gone down, it's a nice middling temperature before it gets to the depths of night where it gets cold again.
I do like this, where he has an alchemical amount of health just from finally being in an environment that suits his species.
Yeah, like all the other times, I was actually kind of struggling. Every other time that we've done traveling, I've been kind of like hesitant about it, but I've just been getting really lucky, and it's always just like, I'm nice and warm.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine at this point, it's nice and like cool out, but also I've found a nice warm rock to kind of like, I'm just kind of sitting there being like, you know what? Yeah, I get it.
Never moving up north again.
So Thurston doesn't have a bag or a tent or anything. He's just sleeping by the embers of the fire.
Yep.
You just see him. Do you do anything?
Nope, if he's sleeping, then I'm keeping an eye on him as well as the perimeter.
Okay, in that case, the one thing you do notice is that once he got into camp, he went to bed fast.
He trusts us.
He's probably trusting us and, like, really fucking tired, or he's evil. But, like, for blood drinkers, it's not like I can go up to them and, like, loot their pockets and be like, oh, hey, this is the knife that they use to ceremoniously draw blood from people. It's like, no, they just suck life out of people.
And I have a hard time believing there would be a life drinker that's a beast folk.
Yeah. Like, that's the main reason why I'm okay with him, is because he's beast folk.
Racial prejudice!
Yeah. But in our case, it's accurate.
Sort of an inverse causality chicken-egg situation, I guess.
Who is keeping watch next?
Ooh. Me. Before Chelsea says Elbjorn again. No! Why me?
King of Spades.
Is this the witching hour?
No,
No, it's late night. It's late night.
Okay.
I had early night. But it just...
Every time.
You're wearing outfits that are not conducive to the environment, and you keep taking hits. We're having the opposite effect, and it is beautiful.
So yeah, as it happens, unlike Salas, you're up for your watch, and you're just sitting there like... You've sweated through everything you've got, and at this point, it's night. If you're being honest with yourself, people didn't really know who you were super well back home. Are you gonna do it?
Am I gonna keep wearing this?
Yeah.
Well, I'm nothing if not paranoid. Especially now that there's a new person in the group.
Okay, yeah, then you just get sweatier and sweatier. You are stuck to yourself.
That's worth 10 stamina.
Thurston's still well
thank you.
asleep.
Can I roll a sleuth check on him to see if
Yeah.
I can deduce anything? Like,
Thank you.
I guess what I'm really looking for is combat ability. If he's a physical threat to us, if he's has any sort of ties to anyone that might. If he's a spy, if he's wearing anything that seems not like what a prisoner would have, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Man, these dang rolls. Let's see, that's a 9, 10, 11, 15.
15. Oh, you noticed some things. For one, based on how like deep this dude's out, you don't know much doctor-wise. Thank you, but you get the impression that this dude is definitely exhausted. You also notice in particular he's wearing very dirty and shabby, like definitely like if you didn't look closely, you might think they're prisoner clothes, but they're like, you know, like a colored vest, like some tailored pants, like. These are still a free person's clothes. You also see that he's missing 2 fingernails.
Fun.
2 fingernails. Is this a recent fingernail? De-fingernailing? Ugh. Okay.
Fun.
Well, now, I'm not saying this is the group because they're all asleep. If I were an evil cult of life drinkers, and I had captured somebody and had the inclination to spy on somebody, I would 100% rip off their fingernails to use to scry on them while they go to the enemy's camp. 100%.
I mean, yeah.
That's my suspicion right now. But
That's a good suspicion. That was a quality suspicion. I wasn't even thinking that, and I'm the suspicious one.
But also, they'd probably just take his blood too, right? Like, that would
Yeah.
almost give them a better scry than fingernails. So maybe that's what they'll end up, but that's what I'm thinking right now. As I sit there sweating.
Yeah, fingernails sound like a torture type thing.
Yep.
'Cause, well, usually if you lose a fingernail, it's because you've trapped it in something like a door or.
Yeah.
But for you to be losing two of them, that makes it more suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep it noted.
Who's on the next watch?
I will.
Alright. Time check moves forward.
The witching hour.
It's the witching hour. You gotta draw. It will be a black card. If you draw a red card, you keep drawing.
Yeah.
And you give it to me.
No, you suffer alone.
Oh, poor owl.
Poor owl. Oh, that was mine. That was mine! That was mine!
Oh my god, and those are the good heals too.
Alright, so that was the 2 of clubs.
Feel betrayed?
I do!
As the night comes, you have to scurry around the camp a little bit. There's a few different spider nests nearby that just start pouring out, but you subdue them before too long. Like, you came from an isolated village in the hamlet. You don't have the fear of spiders that other people do. Especially, like, the house Vesta grew up in.
Yeah.
A little bit of a Harry Potter under the door situation.
Yeah.
Or under the stairs.
Had a spider friend above my bed.
Hi Maurice, how you doing today?
Do you investigate? Thurston's still out.
Yeah, like, I'd probably sit on the opposite side of the fire and just kind of, like, watch him. See what he's, you know, like, give him a glance, see what's up with this guy.
Yeah. Are you using a check at all, or just looking?
I will do an understand. What is up with this man? 12.
12. Definitely there is some shade in the stuff he told you. Like, he was vague on purpose about a lot of things. That being said, you do not see the hardened sort of person that, you know, you've come to encounter in your more recent lives. That, if anything, you've almost started to become. You see someone, if anything, that reminds you of a villager. Just someone with a quaint, normal life. Who's taking that last one?
Elbjorn.
Man, we put through Elbjorn through a lot.
There we go.
Honestly, he keeps getting really nice cards.
He and I are just like, we're out. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're loving it.
Everyone's like, man, not in that village.
Not in that village.
That's just great.
Elbjorn! Every time.
You gotta believe in the heart of the cards, man.
Is this Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah. Clearly, you're not believing in the heart of the cards.
No, I don't.
All right, time passes and time passes.
That passes.
Oh, right. And then time passes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's dawn when you guys wake up and are ready to tear down camp. From here, Thurston thanks you, but he really doesn't have anything on him, like, at all. He's been stripped of all his belongings.
Yeah, that's fair.
That being said, day is a different beast than night. He's glad for your help, and if anything, the safer thing might be for you guys to travel separately for now.
Yeah. Good day to him. Get going.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Honestly, for both of us, it'd be safer if we are separate.
As we're doing the tent teardowns and stuff like that, I'm just gonna kind of announce to the group and be like, everyone doing good? Anyone feeling a little bit off? Needing a little bit of, like, medical help with anything?
No, but
we've been traveling for a little while, gotta make sure everything's good.
I wait for him to leave, the guy that spent the night with us, and then I'd begrudgingly take off my long dark cloak and my heavy armor. It's too hot.
Too hot.
Too hot.
Speaking of which, it's your second day. How much threshold do you guys have in armor right now?
4?
In just armor?
Yep.
I'm not in combat, so I'm assuming that I don't get any of my cool benefits to threshold.
I'm wearing chain. I don't know what that gives me.
I'm gonna hand dispel the ground and launch myself forward.
Okay.
I do have some fine clothes that I'm going to change into, as opposed to my dark, mysterious emo clothes.
So anybody who's currently wearing heavy or medium armor is starting to overheat. Absolution takes off a lot of his plate trunk as well. Albjorn strips the hauberk.
Is chain a medium?
Yeah.
I take it off.
I'm in my gambeson and I'm feeling great.
I'm still wearing the mask, though. Mask ain't coming off. And no, I'll take off the mask.
I was going to say, can I roll my doctoring to tell him how bad it is that he's wearing this helmet?
Go for it.
I apparently don't know very much about wearing helmets, and that's a 10.
A 10? You sort of sit there, and it dawns on you, you're like the...
I'm a field medic. I don't actually know the effects of this helmet.
Yeah, and like, the mask is probably the least problematic part of the outfit. In that specific regard. Like, it's the one that's white.
You like, start putting on the helmet again, and then you see me just kind of go...
I'll tilt the helmet like it's a mask, kind of circular mask. I'll tilt it up as sort of a shade hat.
You are a shady character.
It's so hot.
So who's keeping the 4 as you guys head out?
Now, would I know if... Now, I'm a Volpe, so I have fur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that a person with fur doesn't sunburn the same way just someone with skin does, eh? Like, it kind of...
No. Sunburn is really more of like a rare thing. It happens in really specific scenarios. What you're much more prone to is just standard heat exhaustion, heat stroke.
Yep, that's, what's that? +5 threshold against cold and +10 damage from fire.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Right, I need to give you a card.
Yes, you do. Joker.
Ooh, with the blue stars?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually don't know what that means.
I was going to wait for this one, but...
Ah, shit.
As you're at the 4, you see that there's something far above you. It's in the sky, so you can't see much, but that it has bat-like wings and that it's reddish. It's circling like a vulture.
But it's not descending.
No.
I'm prepping and keeping my eye on it. If it decides to descend at us, I'm gonna chain whip it.
Does it seem like a normal creature? Like, it doesn't seem like a dark or demonic creature, does it?
No, it seems like a demonic creature.
Don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I feel so naked without my mask.
Well, your mask is pointing upwards and it's flying above us.
No, Sal,
So stop looking up and you're good.
You know, Sal, you always know just what to say.
Alright, you guys don't make that much headway. You make it a little bit north of here to get around that hamlet, but that's really about it. Who's at the fore next?
Truck.
Salas falls back, but he's still just like looking up.
Do you just wait for whichever profile is up when it happens to be your moment?
Actually, no. It was very convenient that Trunk came up right as like after I said it.
That would be a fun way to do it, I think.
Just roulette. Watch roulette.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys make some more headway all the way back to pretty much the main road. Now it's mid-morning-ish, it's almost noon. You guys are getting home, ready for a bit of a stop.
Another stretch and then we'll stop.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's do another stretch.
Okay. Everyone roll brawn and tell me the numbers you get.
5.
3.
That'd be 6.
Okay. So, those numbers. Are you guys forging ahead through this heat? It's starting to bear down on you, and the longer you're out here, the less you feel able to resist it. So, let's roll some d6s. An extra damage until you've taken enough to pass, if you so choose.
Well,
I kind of want to just say no.
Yeah,
there's no real reason to forge ahead in this heat.
I'd like to pitch my nocturnal plan again.
That just means we're sitting in a tent in the middle of the sun baking.
Do you have an alternative?
Not sitting in a tent that's basically just a heat insulator?
Okay, we can sleep outside.
That sounds even worse.
Is there a cave or some sort of shade or a crag? Anything?
You're starting to feel how the plants feel, that close to the boulders. Well, a time chunk passes, and you guys have the strength to forge ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, we just stop for a little bit, and then we rehydrate. The sun's gonna be going down, so it's gonna be getting cooler.
Alright, who's at the fore next? The horses seem to be grateful as well.
Never gonna get you.
Blue Star Joker. Again.
Mr. Blue Star.
So, since you're at the fore, this happens to you alone and not the entire group. Ooh. This thing that has not stopped following you, it was circling that entire lunch. It stops on top of a boulder a little ways off and it locks eyes with you.
I don't like this thing. Yeah, no, I don't like this thing. I'm shooting I'll say poison dart at it.
It just tanks it and laughs. I'll eat you when you're dead. It says this in your native tongue, which would be Canis. It flies back off.
Did we hear it speak?
I'm gonna kill that fucking bird!
Relax.
That bird's trying to eat me! I'm gonna kill that fucking bird!
Well, keep a cool head, Salas. We're not gonna waste time shooting arrows at that thing. It barely took damage when
as you're saying this, I'm looking at you, looking back up. Then you start talking again, looking at you, looking back up. It's that bird's after me.
It's probably a scavenger. It's probably just expecting us to keel over.
I'm not gonna. Are you like that bird? I'm not gonna.
Alright, you're distracted, so you pretty much just make it up to that grid line there on the main road.
Boop.
Who's keeping watch next? We've moved on from noon into the early afternoon.
Elmira.
You're not getting me into that death trap again.
Celis has once again fallen back and is staring at the bird the entire time.
How much do you feel like?
So is Absolution.
Absolution, do you know anything about this sort of creature?
It's a demon.
Well, yeah, it said it's going to eat me when I'm dead.
It didn't say anything.
Sounds about right.
It's going to try and eat me. I'm not going to let it.
Well, I'm sure you're more than capable of killing it if it does.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to show it. If it gets in range.
What do you know about this kind of bird, Absolution?
Just that it's a demon, and that's enough.
So that's 2 votes for kill the bird.
But you guys make progress. It's now the late afternoon once you guys make it sort of around that big curve until you hit that same grid line you're on again.
It's late afternoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thought I missed a time chunk. Where are we going?
Just whoop and just, yeah. A little bit further than that.
Okay.
Like at the line.
Boop.
Yep. How are you guys feeling?
I feel naked without my mask. Without my cloak. Don't like that bird thing looking at me.
I don't like that bird thing either.
How much do you feel like eating bird?
Oh, I could go for some bird right now.
Well, I don't think it's worth... It's not bothering us right now. It's just kind of following. I don't think it's worth stopping our progress to fight it.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Well, the idea does have merit. Let me see if I can research anything about it. And I pull out my Arcana book. I'm just going to kind of flip through the pages while I'm walking to see if I can find anything about...
So you have a book about...
I have a book. I have an Arcana book. I have a small tome of Arcana.
Okay, roll for it.
Um,
I believe a small is an extra d6, or is it a plus 5?
an extra. I think it's an extra d. It was an extra d6 before.
I think that's better for what it is, so...
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I'll say the book is the 6. That's 7 plus 6 is 13.
13. You're leafing through it, and you know that a lot of like extraplanar creatures can have like animalistic features that usually are somehow like thematically relevant to whatever their purview is. All these extraplanar creatures have some sort of purview. Based on this, you think it might be like sadism or destruction or something?
Well, that's not good.
That makes sense. It's a dick.
Does it understands human speech, Absolution? Like it's probably listening to us and
Yes.
just hanging out.
All depends on if it'll dignify us with a response.
Fair enough.
Did you say it spoke to you?
Yeah. So he's gonna eat me when I'm dead, but I'm not dying.
Oh, well, that's not so bad. I mean, if you're dead, who cares?
I care. I want to be eaten. I've eaten bird. I don't
Well-
want to be eaten by bird.
Are we stopping or are we going to move on ahead?
Let's keep moving. If it's just waiting for us to die, I mean...
Right. Who's at the 4 last?
Me.
And the same thing's going to go as before. You guys are going to have to make some brawn rolls.
Okay, is it worth it?
Well, how far have we gotten?
We have gotten, like, this far. Well, maybe, like, this far.
Okay.
Well, when you guys woke up, you were just at that intersection.
That's true.
And before that, you were on the opposite side of the desert.
We made a
I'm
lot
good
of
to take a
progress.
break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
All right.
Just a quick one, though.
While we're taking a break, I'm going to shoot icicles at the bird.
Don't antagonize it.
I'm practicing. Practicing my aim.
It, like, deliberately flies lower just so it's right out of your reach.
It's Salis, it's taunting you. This is what it wants.
At the same time, when the icicles miss, I'm just going to have them kind of burst and, like, precipitate down on us. Just be like, that was plan B.
It's always good to have a backup plan.
Alright, so
Listen.
late afternoon wears on into supper time.
Our objective hasn't really changed. I mean, it's still stay alive.
Yeah.
Now the stakes are just higher, I guess.
Okay, supper. Should we try to continue, or should we...
Yeah, is it a little bit cooler into the late afternoon, or is that when the
Yep.
sun really picks up?
No, now the sun's like on its downtick, so it's getting cool again.
We can pick up for like another bit and then
Yeah,
the
let's pick up.
evening settle
Yeah,
down.
okay. Yeah, let's push one more and then go to sleep.
Alright. Who wants to be at the 4?
Absolution does.
Vesta wants Absolution to be.
I mean, Vesta is our de facto leader, so...
We have decided that, yeah.
I feel like it's more like Vesta doesn't make a lot of decisions, you know? But when she makes a decision, everyone just fucking listens.
It does make sense. She is the social one of the group. Like, she probably has the highest social stats of anyone in the group combined.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Steelfist, because...
I do have 4 convince.
Yeah. So, like, when
We're convinced?
Yeah, so when Vesta... It's exactly what you said. When Vesta says something, we're just like, yeah, alright.
Sounds good.
Checks out.
Yeah, people just kind of listen when you say words.
Like, there's no reason to argue against Absolution take the front, so...
Alright, you guys do make some more progress. You make it almost to the next grid line. From here, now that you're in the northern part of the desert and you've been traveling for a little while, you've gone back uphill slowly, and here it's getting rockier and rockier. The sand is starting to give way, not that it was there on the road. And here it's a lot more like hard, cracked ground. Likewise, the terrain is getting rougher, and you guys can probably get closer to a hamlet without being spotted. Likewise, it's less effort to get off the road to a place you won't be seen, because that's not that far away.
Okay, yeah, let's camp for the night.
Yeah, camp off the road. Well off the road.
Who wants to roll a fateful die?
I'll do it. 4.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Neither do I. Gotta love the suspense.
The suspense.
Okay, as you guys are setting up camp, you see that there is someone on a horse just kind of jaunting up the road. They have a wide-brimmed hat, but they're smaller in stature, like a rad folk.
Are we visible from the road?
You aren't, but you probably have some sort of lookout.
Okay. I'm just saying, everybody shut up and let him pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
The horse slows up a little bit, close to where you got off the road. The guy, looks down a bit. You see him lean on his saddle, he gets down, nudges some of the sand around, and looks off in the direction of your camp. He gets back on his horse and starts following the tracks, coming right for you.
Well, putting my mask on. I'm putting my cloak on over top of that.
I'm gonna be dipping, towards the side. There's no brush to hide in, is there? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Here it's more rocks.
Is there a rock to hide behind?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna ambush him as he comes in.
I'm gonna have my shield with me, but I'm gonna sit casually next to a tree, very, very in the front of the camp.
I'm going to try and find... If there's some sort of concealed high ground, I'll climb up there, but if not, I'll just hide behind
Actually,
rock.
the same rock that Sal's is hidden behind, you could probably get a boost to get sort of on top of it and have a view from above.
Yeah, I'll do that, as long as it doesn't make me, hi, how's it going?
Alright, you guys get in positions as
step on a
the
twig.
rider arrives.
Literally what I'm saying is I'm boosting you up.
Once they see the camp, you hear, whoa, whoa. Hey there.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going. Do you mind if I ask y'all some questions? It sort of fumbles around. You see him take out something shiny. He's a little far off and it's getting a bit darker, but...
I'm trying to sneak up behind him.
Alright, roll Grace.
Oh. Reroll that.
Which is a shame, because it was a 6.
It was a 6, but now it's a 4, so that's alright. That's 12, that's 13, and that is 17.
All right, you get closer and closer as he continues to explain. Now, my name's Pinkerton Fink. Lawman around these parts. I'm looking for an escapee as it happens. You wouldn't have seen anyone running off. He gives a quick description of Thurston. You saw him, you know what he looks like. It sounds like him. Wanted in relation to some grand larceny charges.
Not sure I know who you're talking about. Sorry, man.
Right. Well, it is a bit of an awkward question, but... Now, at this point, you're getting closer and closer, and you're in position as this guy's about to explain. Now, I was with a larger posse, but we got broken off. Would y'all folk be comfortable if I stayed with your camp overnight? I can provide a solid gun with you, and legal protection.
Can I roll sleuth to see if this man has any sort of affiliation with people looking for us?
Roll for it.
Also, is this person a rat folk?
Yep.
Okay.
You gotta be a little bit racist here.
Well, no, like, Will's description was, it looks like a rat folk,
Yeah.
but it was also far away, so I wanted to make sure.
So that's 14 sleuth to check to see if there's any sort of insignias or equipment that would scream comes from a place that wants us dead.
Well, I mean, you see Imperial colors, and when he flashed that bit of light, you recognized it as an Imperial badge. This guy's actually like law enforcement. That being said, he is Imperial law enforcement, which means he's not part of the governments that you've been angered by. You have no idea if life drinkers are involved, because the information's always been muddy towards the other side. That being said, also probably not affiliated with the literal assassins.
You would hope that the lawmaker is not... He's one of the people that I chucked off of a cliff.
So what do we think?
Well, I think that's up to you because we're all hiding.
Yeah, that is kind of.
We can't really give you input. I think this is a vested decision.
I hope you have their vested interests at heart.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm also gonna say that, like, we don't want any, like, questions. We don't want any, like, snooping. That sort of thing, you know? We're just travelers heading out of the desert.
So what you're saying is, oh, don't mind us, nothing suspicious here, don't go looking, we're just travelers.
Roll a big convince. Because you definitely start saying this.
Oh.
It's a decently big convince.
17.
He narrows his eyes. Uh-huh. Are you going to keep rolling to take some damage to try and pass this?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, roll just 1d6. We'll do it a
1d6?
d6 at a time.
Okay.
You rolled a 17.
Yeah, 4.
Okay, you take 4 damage. The number's now 21. What do you bluff? Because now he's looking at you after you've given the explanation to a law enforcement officer, being like, don't ask us questions about why we're here.
What do you mean, what do I bluff?
What do you say?
What are you pulling
say
out
to
of your
him?
ass?
I don't know.
That's...
What's like a trade around here?
You could try and pull it off as a joke, like, got some mean dildos in my bag, don't want you seeing those.
Can I do that? Can I pull it off as a joke?
Yeah, basically after all that, you start leaning in once you get suspicious. You go, yeah, absolutely nothing to ask here. We're just definitely not criminals. And he just cracks up and goes, all right, y'all are fine.
Definitely don't look in that box over there. No, sirree. So, like, is he staying with us? Like,
Yeah.
okay, at that point, I'm gonna chime up from behind the guy as John Sleasington, the Celestial, and just be like, so, how grand was his larceny?
Oh, this guy I'm looking for?
Yeah, and keep in mind, I'm literally, like, walking up beside him, so how grand was the larceny? Like, just straight, like, hello, I'm here.
Oh, hi. Well, I guess it's good y'all got lookouts. Well, as it happens, from the information I've got told, it's valued at 1 million gold.
Oh, wow.
That is an impressive haul.
Yep. Big enough that the dude that apparently he stole from wanted to come on the bounty hunting trip with me. Told him it was contraindicated, and what do you know? Guy got the better of us and managed to slip away just a little ways back.
It wouldn't have anything to do with that burning building that we saw down the road a little ways.
Oh, was that the intersection?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a prisoner wagon and a burning building.
Yep, it's my wagon. And this is one of the two horses. The other one is currently in use by the other guy, wherever he ended up.
I feel your loss of wagon. I too lost my wagon.
It's a pain in the ass. It's an
It's
expensive
a
wagon.
real pain.
Luckily, that was just some building we found to hold up in for some questions. Didn't seem to belong to anybody and was long since blown down. Door was halfway off its hinges, too.
Okay.
Well, I don't mean to call into question your detective skills, but I noticed a pair of tracks headed off north. I don't know if you sent someone down that way.
Oh, first place I went. I managed to get into the sand and the wind picked up and that covered some traces.
Dang.
Since then, I know that he's been going this way up the road, especially because he's holed up. Presumably, he's got some allies up in Chimera's Rest or Gate or whatever they call that town.
But that's not up in the mountains, is it?
Close though.
Say, you wouldn't have any inclination as to what to do about a demon infestation?
Oh, one of those. Well, honestly, usually they just find someone more entertaining to bother. Here it's not too nice if they don't, but they're trying to make you squeal.
I figured as much.
I look at Salas.
I'm looking directly up at it this entire time with the biggest expression of anger on my face.
That's exactly what it wants you to do.
Well, who's keeping that first watch?
I'm not good at that. I'm 100% holding to that.
All right.
No!
I'm gonna take damage again. Oh, I didn't. Okay. I didn't heal from sleep last night.
You also haven't been healing from food either.
Sleep heals you 10.
Right before I take this big damage.
See, now it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Ow, Will! Ow! You got me good.
Yep, as the night falls again, it's nice and cool, and as far as you can tell, the lawman's fallen asleep against a rock. He's there, like gun in hand, ready for anything that comes into the camp, but there's a convenient little side on the other side of the campfire where you can kind of just go... and then if he turns around, you just go, hi.
Hello.
Who's keeping watch next?
Me. Because you took it from me.
Well,
And I was literally sitting next to you, like, a lot of the time as John Sleasington just being like, I'm up anyway, you might as well go to sleep. And you're just like, nope.
no. I'm keeping an eye on this man.
I'm keeping an eye on the bird.
It is funny because we're both in disguise, and I feel like we share a knowing nod. We don't dare voice it, but we're like, man, sucks. It sucks to have this literal lawman beside us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you're sitting there, you can tell that he was sort of asleep, but you hear the first snore. Now he's asleep. You settle and calm yourself now that you're well aware that the dude's out. So now that it's been the early and then the late night, who's keeping watch during the witching hour?
Steelfist.
Oh, a new one. A new name to pull from the hat.
I've been concerned about his health. So.
He does have a metal arm. That can't be good. Like,
He doesn't.
What?
Or,
You're thinking
not
of,
like
you're
metal
thinking
arm.
of
Like,
Doomfist.
no, actually, I was thinking of Barrett from
You nerd.
which is hilarious because I've never even played it.
He took a hit a little while
But no,
ago.
he does have like the steel like weapons. I suppose yeah, he can just not have them. But
Brass knuckles.
I imagine they're steel.
Who's keeping watch after that?
One of them's iron, the other one's steel. And if the right one don't get you, the left one will.
Some people say... Okay, so who's keeping watch?
I will.
Alright.
Nice. 3.
So as you wake up, you hear that, like, snoring just stop. And for most of your watch, you can tell the dude's, like, the lawman's just awake. He's just staying perfectly still. And you can't prove he's awake. You're just aware he is. It unnerves you for that 3. But morning comes. Twilight passes, and it's dawn again.
All right.
Well, stay out of trouble. Thanks again for the company and the safety.
No problem.
I won't be good traveling company because I'm going to have to go on and off the road all day, but...
Is there a way we can contact you if we find any traces of this? What did you say his name was?
Oh, goes by Thurston. If you can find anything and report it to really any office or anything in one of the towns, they'll be able to get the word out.
Okay.
Well, we'll keep it in mind. Happy trails.
The guy rides off.
Nice.
So he's like, which direction is he going? The opposite direction from us, or is he coming up?
He's going the same direction as you guys right now, but he leaves well ahead of you.
So we know he's going in the wrong direction from when we last saw Thurston.
You believe so?
Yeah. Because Thurston went the opposite direction from us.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. We can either assume that Thurston double backed and he picked up the trail, or he's going in completely the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Well, Thurston doesn't strike me as the sort of man that plans out his heists very well. I don't know if he really has a plan.
Whatever. All right, let's continue on with our journey.
All right. Who's at the fore as you guys travel off?
Me.
All right. Sal's rides ahead. Shuff.
That should be the name of this podcast. Salus rides ahead.
And a diamonds.
My heart. Oh, my poor heart.
After a long cold
I
night,
love my luck on this one.
After a long cold night, the morning sun is pleasant. You travel solid distance. You make it almost to that next hamlet. You see it in the distance before you're able to turn off. Who's next?
Elbjorn.
All right. Elbjorn rides ahead. I'm presuming you guys are circuiting around the hamlet still?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Although I feel pretty good even if they spot us because the lawman didn't really seem to care.
Alright, so you get pretty much on the other half, like, symmetric to where you are, on the other side of the hamlet.
Oh, like
On the road?
symmetric. Okay.
Yeah.
Not like 90 degrees, but the full 180.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose if the lawman, well, if he had noticed us and had been intending to report us, I suppose he could have just left immediately.
Now it's past mid-morning, getting close to noon. Who is wearing light armor?
Boom.
Yeah, time for that to go.
I'm in a cloak.
Yeah, I've...
just having a look-see at. I have warm clothes, which nope.
I'm going to presume you have some sort of, like, shirt.
Nope. I bought a cloak.
I am going to presume that you have some sort of shirt.
I mean, I'm wearing gambeson, so it does make sense.
Okay. Likewise, are you guys going to roll brawn and keep going, or are you going to rest for a bit?
Gonna rest for a bit, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, noon passes before you're off on the road again.
No,
Who's it before?
During noon, I'd like to study my Arcana book for
All right.
as my training for the day. You see.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's going to train his Arcana, I'm going to continue to take pot shots at the bird.
Oh, please stop. You're just antagonizing it. It's what it wants.
I'm also cooling myself down with ice.
Okay. It'll probably leave faster if we don't bother it.
But I want it to come and attack me. Do it. Do it.
If it
You see it
attacks,
fly off.
Yeah, that's right. You better leave. Stupid bird. No bird wants to fight me. I'm still just like keeping an eye on it.
So who's at the
flies
fore?
off. I will. I am encouraged on this one.
All right.
I am happy that the bird is gone. I'm in the forefront, head held high.
I scared it off.
Champion of the bird.
Well done, Salas.
4 of spades.
Okay, so you're riding along, keeping your eye out, again, keeping an eye on the skies.
Yeah.
When you see this thing return, flies well overhead of you, and it's not circling, it's just passing. And right as it goes right on top of you, you see it drop something. You sort of like move your horse off, and your horse almost spooks as there's this stone that just goes whoop on the ground nearby.
I am swearing at this thing at peak language levels.
Just keeps going.
Salas,
That bird is an asshole.
this is what it wants.
That bird is an asshole. I want it to come down here.
Well, you make some solid progress, stones notwithstanding. You make it halfway through that next square along the main road. Yep, right there.
How is everyone doing for food?
I haven't had to eat in a little while.
I'm actually doing okay.
And even like supplies, I'm still pretty good.
I have 4 days worth.
I have 6.
Okay.
Well, we should be able to get to a village in that period of time.
absolutely.
And like I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, because we
this
planned
route.
for 7 days supplies, so.
Not too worried about it.
All right. Well, it's the now it's the late afternoon. Who's going to be at the fore for that last little bit of travel?
Trunk.
Big boy, big boy.
He handles it.
Oh, Trump.
Okay, you guys make it further still. You cross to the opposite side of the grid line, about the same distance you came. Right there, yeah. By now, it is supper again. You guys can forge ahead, take that damage, or camp it here.
Yeah, let's camp.
Sure.
Might as well. Still no real reason to forge ahead. We're still
No.
doing pretty good.
I would request that we camp even a little bit further from the road because Luck might have a third party in this whole thirster and ever come by. And he might not.
There
be so
might
friendly.
be a third person in the adventure called Three Strangers.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe we go far into the desert.
Is it sad I didn't piece that together? I mean, in my head, the bird is the third stranger.
Well then, was I answering a question
No.
at the beginning of that, or was that just a digression?
You were making fun of my plans to move further into the desert to avoid interacting with a third human being.
Right, I was making fun of those plans. So you move further away from the road into the desert to avoid interacting with another being.
Yes, as hidden as we can, and we're not lighting a fire.
Being extra careful.
Extra careful. We've had 2 close calls. I don't want to take any chances. Not when they're this close.
I mean, yeah, no, it makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
Then, as we're traveling up the hill, I'm closer to the bird.
That bird.
Is he circling overhead, or is he, like, flown off to get another fucking rock?
He was sort of like staying at the edge of your vision, forcing you to keep looking behind you for the past couple of hours.
Has he been irritating anybody else? Or is he
No.
like solely annoying Salad?
It seemed to just be Salus.
You don't understand. Birds eat snakes. Birds eat snakes.
Salus. This is what he wants.
He's over there.
Have you tried disguising yourself? Maybe he won't see you coming. Well, not while he's watching.
The bird actually lowers itself down and perches on a tall crag a little ways off.
Still outside of my range, though, isn't it? That doesn't stop me from firing a shot. I'm letting it know what's up.
The first few miss, giving it a chance to croak out something.
We both know the range.
You are mortal.
You're an asshole.
I am a demon. You will rot, and I will not. Woof, and he flies off.
Still an asshole.
What did he say?
Salus.
He said that I'm mortal and he's a demon, but you know what? I can do stuff. I know some mortal stuff that he doesn't. I'm better than him.
Salus.
Well, maybe you need to be content in your knowledge that you're better than him. You don't need to prove it.
Oh, I need to prove it.
You've proven yourself to everyone here. We all know you're better
Yeah,
than
but I
that
haven't
demon.
proven myself to that demon. The demon's an asshole.
Well, you guys are all properly settled in by the time evening hits. You guys gonna go to bed early, or keep killing time?
I'll train a bit.
Okay, she's gonna. Breakfast is gonna go to bed early.
I'm gonna practice my medical while you're setting up the tent. I'm just gonna give everyone a once over and just see how everyone's doing. All that. Okay. So that would be a 9, 12, and 12. Just 12.
I'm not letting Salus take off my robe. I'm not taking off my shirt. Nothing. I'll answer questions, but that's it.
Trunk is A-OK, as is Elmira. Absolution seems to have had his health improve consistently since you guys have left. Now it's starting to plateau at just good health. Who else is there?
Steelfist,
Yeah.
Bjorn.
Albjorn definitely has seen some better days, but he'll be fine. It's just really hot down here, especially because he's got some reasonably thick fur.
I definitely do want to spend the most of my time focusing on Steelfist because he was the one who almost died in that last battle.
Yeah.
So
His ankle has long since recovered from being twisted. His tail, he can still walk around, but he walks around a little bow-legged and wonky. He's still getting his balance back. But things are looking good. They're on the up and up. He'll be fine in no time.
I'm studying my Arcana book for anything possible we could do about this demon bird. I rolled a 13. Not that I'm really expecting to find the cure or anything, but
13. You're trying to find ways to drive off demons. And it seems like, for the most part, violence just eggs them on.
well, we kind of knew that already.
I think I proved that point.
Yeah. Well, sometimes experimentation is better than research.
What you might have to do is have yourself no longer be a target, whatever that means.
Not very helpful. Well,
Alright.
I'm not going to stop.
oh, we know. We know.
In that case, who is keeping first watch?
Me.
All right.
I healed back up to full. From medicaling everyone. Wacha! 3 hearts. Or 8 hearts.
Kerchow.
Kerchow!
Kerchoo.
I heal, but I don't.
So it's currently the early night when you see near camp there is a slumped figure on the back of a horse that's just wandering through the desert. It's not super close to your camp, it's a little ways off, and it's just sort of going...
I'm not leaving the camp to investigate, nor am I going near that guy. Like, I'm not gonna motion for him, I'm just...
As the horse gets close to, like, turning off around a big crag and away from your line of sight, you see the body just sort of slump off the top. The horse keeps walking.
Alright. I'll wake the people. I'll wake people. I'll probably wake, like... I'll wake you. I'll wake Owl. It's
What is
just
it?
like, there's a guy that fell off. I'm gonna go check and see if he's alright.
Does he look suspicious?
Probably. I mean, he's a dude that fell off on a horse, but, you know, I can't just leave him on the road to die. He'll smell by morning.
Alright, I'll keep watch over the camp while you go do that.
Alright. I'm gonna approach the man slowly and cautiously.
Okay, you see a rat folk in very fine clothes, like almost like a suit put together. They are very dirty, and you can see that, like, the coat is half off one arm and sort of, like, barely just, like, basically just dragging on the ground.
Rat folk. Always rat folk.
It's where a lot of them are, after all. One thing that you do note very quickly is based on the sheer dampness and sweat and a lot of other, like, shallow breathing and signs like that. This guy seems to have had some degree of heat exhaustion.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense. Have I found a cool rock near the camp at all?
You did, but you sat on it long enough for it to no longer be a cool rock.
I'm gonna take him there anyway. It was a nice rock.
Why are you bringing him to the camp?
Can't leave him on the road. People see the body, they'll investigate, and they'll find the group of people next to them. Besides, he's got heat stroke. Just take some rest and I'll treat him up for it.
Okay.
Wow, that's a way better doctoring roll than I did for everyone else in the party. That's 12, that's 17, that's 20.
20. So you managed to get a good assessment on this guy's health. Now that it's night and he's out of the sun, he'll be alright. He's definitely going to have, like, some problems. He'll need to see a doctor after this, but, like, he's not dead. In fact, you might be able to wake him up in a little bit. He'll still be a bit delirious if you wake him up too early.
I'm not going to do that. I am instead going to search him for any form of, like, identification or just anything of, like, who this person is.
Okay. You find a pouch containing 6 gold, 2 silver. You don't find any, like, formal identification because that isn't really a thing here.
Yeah.
That being said, you do see that in the coat is monogrammed a name. Oh god, what was the name? Pennyworth.
Pennyworth.
Likewise, you see that there is, like, a notepad and an ink quill and, like, a closed bottle in the jacket pocket. The notepad is stationary, that's monogrammed with Pennyworth Financial.
At this point, I'm going to toss that to you and just... you do your thing, I'm going to keep searching.
Guess I'll roll politics to see if I recognize that company.
Go for it.
That's a 14.
You're not sure. You think you remember seeing a building at some point going through the area. that being said, you piece together that this might be the moneylender you were talking about. This entire stretch of road, you've maybe seen like 2 caravans and 1 group of adventurers traveling the opposite way, but that's it.
Well, you said you had rope, right?
60 feet of it.
Well, how about 30 feet and that rock? For this dude to not do anything for the night.
Tying him to the rock?
Why not? We don't really know who he is, why he's here. I mean, we have a name.
Well, it looks pretty harmless. I appreciate the sentiment, but I think that'll just draw more suspicion to us when he wakes up. You know, if we don't kill him, he'll go to the next town and
we
say
did also kind of save his life on this one. It's kind of like a weight in the odds thing. It seems like the logical thing to do. Guy riding on his horse alone, passes out in front of your camp. Just kind of got to be secure on this one.
Well, I think in the interest of laying low, keeping the heat off, we just keep an eye on him, and when he wakes up, send him on his way.
Alright.
He doesn't have any weapons on him. I'm assuming we've checked for weapons. He doesn't have any on them. Doesn't look like a particularly combative fellow.
In that case, I do slip a gold into my pocket from his pouch. Cost of living.
Who's on second watch?
I'm up. I'll take it.
So by now it has faded on to the late evening. Eight of Hearts. So you settle back, things are quiet. You give a quick once over to the moneylender and seems to be at the very least like stable and okay. Knots aren't too tight. For a brief moment, things are calm, quiet.
When Salas goes to... Well, I'm not going to untie and bind Salas's back. That'd be cruel.
I didn't tie him up. Like, I only made the suggestion. You said no, so I was
Yeah,
just like...
okay. Okay, so... It's not tied up then.
Okay. Who's keeping watch during the witching hour?
Because, I mean, it was your rope to give me. It's not like I immediately started rifling through your bags to grab rope.
I assumed you had chain or something, but...
Well, I'm not going to use my chain to tie him up. It's my chain.
It's your chain.
I need it for the bird.
Who's coming up next?
Steelfist.
Steelfist. I'm explaining the situation to Steelfist.
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Yep.
I just... Can I roll understand to see if Steelfist understood? Because that seemed really suspicious. That's an 11.
He's going to be tying him to the rock.
Okay. I assume you will be the one to convince him in the morning that we meant him no harm?
Sure. Oh, yep, definitely.
I'm going to bed. If any more mysterious rat folk fall from the sky, wake us up.
Okay. Who is keeping that last watch?
I will.
Okay. When you're awoken by Steelfist, he tells you about the situation. Dude fell off his horse. Just to be safe, chose to tie him to the rock. And strangely, like, it's the wildest thing. Like, the dude has a suit, but not a jacket. And, like, he didn't have any money on him. And Steelfist is 100% wearing a new suit jacket.
I'm like, uh-huh. Okay.
Yep, uh-huh.
Nice. I just let him go.
You just let him take the dude's fucking jacket.
Whatever. Steelfist wants to take his jacket.
I feel a little bit sorry for this dude, but not really. This is Mad Max rules.
It's not!
So, Jack of Hearts, it's twilight, things are calm, Steelfist has gone to bed, and you just look at the fact that it just occurs to you, there's a stranger in your camp right now who's going to wake up missing a jacket and tied to a rock, and yet, considering the circumstances, is probably still going to thank you for the trouble.
Probably.
Dawn comes.
Dawn comes.
So, as you guys awaken, seems so does he. You hear sort of like a vague rousing. Hey, let me go. Who is this? What do you want?
I'm gonna come out of my tent and just be like, shh, people are sleeping.
Untie him.
Alright, fine. And,
How did I get here? Who are you?
well, last night, you fell off your horse from a heat stroke, and I'm gonna list, like, all of his symptoms. And it's just like, your horse kept walking that way, and you were just there left to die. So I dragged you back to the camp and left you on this rock.
Well, I guess I'm alive, even if I don't have a horse.
There are bright sides to that, yeah.
Who took third watch?
Steel Fist.
Still pissed.
Going to his tent. Steel fist.
You see Steel Fist, like, half awake, wearing the dude's jacket.
Are you gonna give that back?
I mean... That's a good question.
Vesta.
When Steel Fist comes out and I see that he was the one that tied him to the rock, I'm gonna fist bump him.
Anyways, so who are you then? If you helped me, right? I suppose you've unhanded me.
Well, this is Ratcatcher. I'm the owl. This is Vesta. Steel Fist. The man who is keeping your jacket safe for you.
I'm like giving you a look like, are you just gonna give him our names?
That's why we have secret names.
I'm just gonna go up. My name's not Ratcatcher, he just likes to insult me. My name's John Sleasington, and you just see my face as John Sleasington. It's just like, it's John Sleasington.
Right, well, okay. Which way is things?
I think there's a town, and then I point in the direction, like the road direction that we're on our way to the town to.
Right. And have you seen a law type roughneck bounty hunter?
The sheriff
Think so? Yeah.
has a wide hat. Rat folk badge. Has a pretty cool looking horse.
We've established it.
Haven't seen him. I'm just joking. He was just on the road that way.
Right. What about a like a low life, scummy looking, dirty guy, rat folk?
No, I don't. No.
I mean, I hate to say it, but you're looking pretty dirty yourself there, bud.
Thurston was his name, I believe. The lawman said he was looking for him.
Yeah, that'd be it. As for looking dirty myself, I've had a hell of a few days. Hell of a few days. You would not believe it. Well, I appreciate your help, and should you need any help with Pennyworth Financial, I'm sure we can give you reasonable rates.
Pennyworth Financial, I'm not sure I'm familiar with the company.
Well, not sure you will be. The guy throws up his hands as he's walking away from the camp, sort of slowly tottering.
I take it he was the other fall man for the million.
Huh?
It's just like, did you happen to steal a lot? As he's walking away, he's like, was you also?
He turns back and he's like, no, me? Never stolen a dime in my life. It's that filthy little turd who came in and took my damn ledger. I swear he might have ruined my entire business.
Well, it's frustrating when these things happen.
Ridiculous. That ledger might have been worth million gold, potentially. Given how long I had those guys on the hook for, how long those contracts had been up for, the interest rate, easily that ledger was valued. 1 million gold. Can you believe it? And all of that, gone.
Did he steal it for the gold?
What do you mean for the gold?
Well, I'm just spitballing out here. Did he have some ulterior motive, or was he just looking for a quick buck?
Well, I'm not sure what the information would be worth buying for, since they're legal debts. I own them. There's no way you could be able to just take them. It's not going to be anything worth it to him. All that it is a giant kick to my entire business. Thieves. Fucking thieves. Can't believe them.
Well, perhaps he was hired by a rival business.
Steelfus and I just kind of...
What I'm getting at is maybe the desert isn't the place you want to be looking for your revenge.
Well, it's not the place I want to be anymore anyways. Everything went south after that fucking... We had the guy. Hunted him down. We're going to take him home and face up for the thefts, but no.
Well, what happened?
Guy escaped. We were distracted, slipped a little loose, got the better of us, and out he was in the desert. It was late at night and we weren't able to keep up. Once morning came around, we had tracks, but, you know. It's my fault. I said we should fan out. I'll help look this way, and I guess I didn't help look that way so good. But I need to get to town. Thank you.
Sorry to hear about your unfortunate situation.
I was in a situation similar once. Life's never over. Just take a new career.
Oh no, and you hear him in the distance. I'm gonna get back every single one of those leeches. And he's off down the road.
And technically, you haven't really found a new career. You're not really making profit off of this. I turn to Steelfist. We're making profit, though.
Well,
We found a new career.
I found a new jacket. Can you believe that? Just out in the desert. Wow.
wandering lost businessmen in the desert isn't a sustainable... Never mind.
It's not sustainable, but it's opportunistic.
Should we continue on with our journey?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we will close the session as you guys ride on for another day of journeying.
With us bickering the entire time.
Not really bickering. Like, I don't have a lot of teeth in here. I'm just glad that he's not reporting us to the authorities.
Because that is true.
Now, Salas, a little thing that I've learned in my life of perhaps not so legal endeavors, you never break more than one law at a time.
I didn't. I took his gold, and that was only the one.
While we're on the run from an entire nation that wants us dead.
Yeah, but that's a whole other basket.
Also, would like to point out, when you're being pursued by people, don't tell a random dude everyone's code names.
That's why we have code names.
But when you know the code names, you know who they relate to. Everyone knows who who the rat catcher is.
No one knows who the owl is. I can ditch his persona very easily.
That's good for you. Fucking fantastic for you.
Vesta. It's impossible to find out anything about Vesta's past.
She winks at you.
Well, that was our session. If you guys want to watch this episode once it's archived for, I don't know, I feel like this isn't the sort of thing you rewatch, but if you want to see future episodes, because you can make another stream, it's going to be at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. If you want to see us live, we do Wednesdays at 8 this time, but that was for food-related reasons. You know, you need food to live. It's wild. But that's going to be at twitch.tv/Mr. Croden. You can go to bloodwine.fandom.com for the rules to this game. We've got various social medias, and by that I mean the Facebook, and there's a Discord for this channel.
Yes. So feel free to look down below for the Discord for this channel, because Will and I look at it and we comment, and if you have any questions, or just comments on Bloodwine in general, we will definitely see them there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have anything to plug for this coming week? Any fun events here on the channel?
Well, I was planning a game on Friday, but that's going to be pushed back because Gabe has reminded me that Borderlands is coming out on Friday. Or coming out tomorrow.
Are you going to stream it?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going to be streaming it. I was coordinating with my buddies before the stream to just be like, Friday, guys, Friday. Friday.
Well, if you need a fourth, let me know.
Oh, 100%.
Didn't we already make plans for Friday?
Oh shit, you're right.
Oh.
We did. Damn it.
And on that thrilling, suspenseful note, that's the stream.
Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.